Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. On today's Fit Club, we talk 10,000 steps, plastic food, and more with two-time Olympian Carol Rodriguez. Stay tuned.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Welcome, Fit Clubbers. We are back with an all-new episode of Fit Club. I know it looks a little bit different up here, but we got a wonderful guest and our guest host, Ranella. As you guys know, my name is Shaka Smith, and again, I'm joined by these wonderful guests. First of all, thank you, Carol, for joining us here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes. And thank you, Ranella, for returning again to fill in for a co-host.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be back here. I love Fit Club.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the conversation.
Yes.
We got a lot to talk about. If you guys don't know Ms. Carol Rodriguez, she is Olympian from 2008, 2012, and she's going back in 2020. So we got some interesting stuff to get into. But first, we're going to talk about our slate of stories for the day. And the first story is sleeping with the lights on actually causes weight gain in women. So I'm kind of happy it didn't say in men because I sleep with the lights on. I mean, I fall asleep with the lights on.
Right. That explains, okay? That's a percentage of why I gained weight.
And it's crazy because they're saying if you have a television or light in the room, it can cause you to gain 11 pounds over about 5 years. And so,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
and so it's the little things. And it said it was a 17% chance of getting 11 pounds, but a 22% chance of becoming overweight and a 33% chance of becoming obese. So
that is crazy.
That is crazy.
yeah, it basically sets your, it sets your metabolic clock
Right.
Off because you see light when you're supposed to be kind of winding down, and it can get to metabolic syndrome and lead to all these issues. And so
God.
I was wondering for you guys, for you, what do you do about sleep? Have you conquered sleep? I'm still struggling.
That's a tough one, actually. I actually used to sleep with the lights on because I lived on my own for years, and I would, leave the night light on just because I was scared. I don't know. I know. But now, of course, I have roommates, and it's different. But I did not realize that. But that's the reason of my week in there. That explains it.
It may not be all.
I'm just kidding.
That is crazy. I used to sleep with the lights on when I was at USC because I would sleep. I would have such a crazy schedule. Like I literally would sleep and get up like at 4 a.m. to do homework, and then do homework from 4 a.m. to when I had to get up and go to class and turn it in.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So like I did it all through college, and now I kind of do it. Just depends. Like if I'm so tired, I'll fall asleep with the lights, but then I'll wake up naturally and then turn the lights off. But I usually take for a good sleeping aid, I take what is it?
Melatonin?
Melatonin. Yeah.
Do you do anything sleep-wise differently when you're getting ready to run? Like, it's like the week before and the Olympics are there. Are you really hard on that?
Yeah, like for sleeping, I do melatonin. I do, they have this, what is it? I can't even think of the name, but it's like this type of powder you take and it helps you sleep as well.
Yeah, like magnesium?
Yeah, magnesium powder. Ionic Fizz.
Yeah.
Ionic Fizz, magnesium powder.
Does it affect your run, or your body at all when you feel like the next day or anything?
No, it's actually really good for leg cramps.
Yeah.
It's really good for leg
magnesium
cramps.
is, yeah.
Magnesium Ionic Fizz. It's like a little
Okay.
pink canister.
Yeah.
It's really good for leg cramps. It helps you sleep at night. And then also, this is kind of intense, but I do a magnesium drip as well.
Oh, wow.
They have a place I go to out in Brentwood that offers like different vitamin drips.
Yeah.
And so I'll do like a magnesium drip because that kind of naturally calms your body down.
Yeah.
So.
Because I
it
love
helps you
magnesium.
sleep.
Yeah, magnesium
Yes,
helps you
magnesium
sleep.
helps. It's a very good sleeping aid, natural sleeping aid.
Especially when your body is like so like, 'cause I'm
Wound
new
it
to
up.
all this fitness stuff, obviously, but like when you're my body's new to like being physical and active, and I'm like, it's hard to
It
fall
is.
asleep.
And another thing I noticed, like when I'm training heavily for like the Olympics or for like a major season, my body twitches a lot at night, and people like freak out. They're like, "Oh my God, you're twitching like a dead body." So I'm like, but when
You're
I'm
running
like,
in your sleep.
exactly, because I'm used to doing these explosive like type of workouts.
Yeah.
But then but then the off season when I'm not training as hard, my body is like more calm.
Yeah.
In sleep mode, which is different.
Oh, wow. Well, hopefully people get more sleep and figure out a way to turn that light off because that's been my hardest thing. Is like, but I do the magnesium and then I try to put my TV on a timer until it just shuts off. Yeah.
And you know what else is good too? But people kind of don't like to wear them are the masks.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Those are kind of.
yeah.
I have
Sorry
one.
for the lashes.
Yeah. Now that I have lashes on, I can't.
Well, I tried the
individuals on.
I
Can't do
could.
it.
Sleep's been my last frontier, so I tried the mask, and the only problem with the mask is if you wake up in the middle of the night,
It's
you
scary.
freak out. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's the only part
You're like,
that's
wait a
scary.
minute.
Right.
I'm not going blind.
Right.
So
Right.
that takes a while to get your mind used to.
Right.
But the next story is actually one we talked about earlier about taking 10,000 steps. You know, we hear this thing, 10,000 steps. That's what you do. You get the Fitbit. Some of them are already programmed in with the get the 10,000 steps.
Right.
But out of JAMA, the Journal of Internal Medicine, they found that you actually lose the benefits after 7,500 steps. So you want to do a minimum of 4,400 steps a day, where that's where the good effect starts to take place, and the benefits get better and better and better. But after 7,500, they plateau.
I didn't know that. Because I could have saved so much time.
Yeah.
I'm like literally glued to my Fitbit. Sometimes I wear a gown, and I forget like that I have my Fitbit on because I want to get my 14,000 steps. As to one of the celebrity trainers told me, like that if you want to lose weight, you got to do 14,000 steps a day.
Wow.
So I didn't know that you plateaued after 7,500. I'm like, I'm done for the day. So
yeah, so they're saying that's where you plateau. But you know, I mean, if you're just going for a straight weight loss,
right.
If that's all you're going for, then I don't think you're going to plateau because it's still calories in, calories out.
Right.
So if you burn more than you're taking in, you're going to be fine.
Right.
But when you're talking about effects of like stroke rate and for early death, markers of early death, stroke rate, and heart disease, then all those benefits plateau after 7,500.
Right.
Interesting.
So
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Is there some sort of number that you like to hit, or certain things you make sure you have to do, especially when you're in season? Like for me, when I was doing shows, it was like I gotta hit my abs every day, and I gotta hit that 100. And once I know I did the 100, okay, the rest is gravy.
Right. I usually do 500 abs. Like when this is
Step
not
it
now,
up.
but this is like when I'm training.
Yeah.
When I'm fully training, I start off the season doing maybe like 200 a day, and I work my way up to 500 a day, and that's after every workout. So that's like after the track workout, after the weight room workout. I usually do it at home because at this point I'm kind of burnt out. Like I need to just go home. And I'll go home and I'll do it, and then I'll get in the shower. So I do 500 different abs. So
wow.
that's my
go. I'm gonna try 200 today.
Start off with like between 50 to 100, and then work your way up.
For how long? Every day?
Every day. It'll get easier.
Until I get one of you guys' abs.
Well, the nice part about the abs is they're resilient. Like, so they're made to like be working all day.
Right.
So so you can kind of like really go after them.
Right.
But that's
interesting.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And our last story is about bottled water. Well, not even about bottled water, just in general. We're all ingesting tons of microplastics a year.
Right.
Anywhere from 74,000 to 121,000 microplastic particles each year that we're all ingesting. And if you do bottled water, you're getting about 75,000 to 127,000 more. So, and versus tap water. So bottled water in boys is about 75% microplastics versus tap water, which is only 3K microplastic particles. So, and it goes up from there. So it's a huge, huge thing. And then we're just having microplastics in general, and I don't know what you do to stop it. You gotta avoid processed foods to some degree. If obviously you get it from the garden, it's a little bit better.
Right.
But what do you do anything for detoxing, or do you do anything to kind of like watch your food intake?
Right. I usually do. I hate to say like a calorie count, but I usually look at the sodium on the back of every product, because every product I feel like is loaded with sodium nowadays.
Right.
Yeah.
Even like something as simple as like a sandwich.
Or like
the
sparkling
actual
water. Sometimes.
I hate sparkling water. Like the meat that goes into a sandwich.
Yeah.
If you don't get like good meat, you're gonna probably be taking in like over 600 milligrams of sodium for one tiny slice of turkey, which is crazy because you think you're eating healthy because you're eating a sandwich. Like vegetables, meat, you're keeping it healthy, but then the wrong type of meat can make it worse.
And those are what raises the blood pressure. Those are the things that lead
sodium,
to like,
shrimp, all that. I love, like, I'm a big shrimp fan. I love shrimp. My mom hates the fact that I eat shrimp. She calls them bottom feeders of the sea, which they are. But I cut back on shrimp a lot. I cut back on it because it's not good for you.
And so, what's your diet like? going into a race?
Wow, going into a race, I'm usually grouchy, because I'm hungry.
You're hungry all the time.
Yes, so no, I do a lot high vegetables, like dark green vegetables, kale, artichoke, spinach. The darker the vegetable, the better. I do my protein. I do a meat, but I do like a meat the size of my palm. I don't go any bigger than the size of my palm, which kind of can get aggravating. And then lots of water. And that's like crazy. You talk about like the water has. And it's funny because like I don't know if this helps or not, but I usually take my water and I drink it out of a glass. I have like a glass bottle actually that I put my water in, and I feel like it tastes better that way as well. And I put I don't know if this actually does anything as well, but I do lemon as a natural antioxidant. I do cucumber and mint leaves.
Well, we know that's definitely good for like cleansing.
Yeah,
and definitely
that's
for
part of
the metabolism
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What is your one thing that sort of like? Do you have any tips or tricks that you think makes it different for you on the track?
Running wise or diet wise?
Running wise.
Running wise. I would say a tip for all runners, I think, not even just like professional or elite runners. I think this can go from like just like everyday joggers. When you're trying to like sprint or pick up in speed, people tend to run really flat-footed. I noticed, and I kind of like as a runner, I always watch runners, and I'm just like, but like, because I'm a perfectionist in running and in form, and so I think staying on the balls of your feet, which is like, if people don't know where that's located, it's like typically kind of below your toes, where the hard spot is at, the hardest part of your foot, where you like where ladies wear heels and stuff. Yes. So yeah, if you want to like try to pick up in speed, or just to pick up like a full out sprint, or just picking up in your jog, remember to kind of like stay on the balls. Don't fall flat, because a lot of people will just run on their heels, which causes a lot of shin splints. And you're not gonna go anywhere. You're gonna be running in place
and injure yourself possibly.
So that's like a tip I say for any runner. You can work on speed just by focusing on that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we were talking a little bit before about body types and running, and that you're not what people see as a typical typical runner. But I was thinking, you actually have a lot of power to me. Like when I look at Serena Williams, she covers the court so well. And she sprints, not going 100, 200, but those tinier sprints.
Right. And I'm considered tall to be a sprinter. It was funny because like I do the 400 as well, but I was always like a 200 meter specialist, and they'd always try to put me in like the 4, the 8, because I'm 5'10", and most girls who run my race, they're about like 5'7", 5'6", and both are tall runners. So tall running, if you like have the fast twitch muscle, it works. It works.
But it helps with your stride too, because it's like longer.
It does, exactly.
Was there ever a time that you doubted yourself because they told you what you could or couldn't do, or told you?
I never doubted myself because of what anybody ever told me, but I think running is one of those sports that really tests your just your confidence in yourself. And like, it's funny because my little sister, she's 19, she runs and she plays soccer, and I seen her at soccer games like having fun. They lose, they're upset, they go, it's done. But when she's at the track and she lost her first race, she like broke down crying. Like, I've never seen her this upset over a soccer game. But then she told me like track really does make you really hard on yourself, and it's almost like it helps you in life, I feel like, because a lot of track athletes I know that stop running, they're gonna want to do like amazing things in other career paths as well, but it makes you like really reevaluate yourself, and you're really on yourself because it's you by yourself. Like, you're not with the team. It's like if you lost the race, everyone's like, what happened? So and you're like, you have to ask yourself, go back to the drawing board, talk to your coach, and did I execute my race? Did I not do this? Did I not do that? So it's a lot of like self-evaluation and stuff like that. Keep yourself in check, which I like.
So when you're off, like off your running, do you still like work out every day, like as if you were preparing for it? Or you lay low a little bit on running?
Crazy story. I just got off of crutches. I just got off of crutches and an air cast. I was filming a TV show. Had nothing to do with running. It was a show called Ultimate Tag. It airs on Fox, but I did one episode. I was supposed to do 10, and I got hurt doing like this crazy
Ultimate Tag. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool.
Right. And I got jacked up. So so I was in crutches and an air cast for 6 weeks. So I lost 6 weeks of training. But prior to that, I had been training for 3 weeks of just like straight conditioning, doing like speed endurance and getting my cardio back. And I was a little bit nervous because I took some time off. I took a year off to focus on music, and it was crazy because my body remembered so quick. Like, your muscle memory really does matter. Like, it remembered, and then I was all excited, and then I got hurt. And then once I got hurt, like, I've never sprained my ankle ever in my whole life. So this was like new for me.
I know you were scared. You're like, wait, this is my career. This is my life.
My ankle swelled up to like the size of this microphone. It was crazy. Everyone's like, oh my God. And so I'm okay now. Like, I'm just taking my time now. I'm doing a lot of strengthening, like bands, and I can jog now. I couldn't even walk at first, but now I can jog. So I'm just working my way up. I don't want to come back too soon and like mess up, and then I'm done.
We just saw the NBA.
That's
you love the heart, but you also want to be like protect.
That's it.
Whoever cleared him as a doctor, no.
He said he wanted to come in, like, until you understand it, because like the heart of an athlete.
It's hard. I've been like I said, I've ran some of my best times on a pulled hamstring, but then I suffered in the end. I broke the USC school record on a pulled hamstring, and then I had to like be carried off the track. That's what I do.
And they're still standing, those records.
Yes.
And you actually mentioned something that, a lot of these sprinters go on to successful careers, but you've already started that successful career. Tell me a little bit more about the music, and how did you decide, okay, I'm a sprinter, but Carol Cake's got to come out and I got to show people.
Well, it's funny because like I've always done music. People who know me from like way back in the day, like my like day one friends, they know I played instruments. I played the clarinet. I played I took up piano at SC. I did jazz band, symphonic band. I always wrote lyrics. I actually got in trouble for writing like some crazy lyrics when I was younger, and that's what kind of like made me kind of not stop, but I got scared, and then I focused on track more so as well. But I put out something in 2011, just kind of playing around. It was like a cover to 6 Foot 7 Foot Lil Wayne, and it got like some good attention.
Right.
I worked with a couple producers, but then at the time, like the music industry is kind of a little bit weird. So I ended up focusing back on the Olympics and made my second Olympic team in 2012, and then I came back to music again in the beginning of 2016. Nice. So yeah, like I mean, for me, like even when I was on the track, I'd always come to the track like I show up with like some crazy stuff going on. Like I'd have like my hair like pink or something, and then like pink eyeshadow. I always thank you. I'd always try to have like different styles, and I've always been, I guess, I don't know, like artistic. Artistic and expressing it through the way I dress and the way I wear my hair and the way I wear my makake and stuff. So, because in track you really can't do all that, of course, but I did. Like, and FloJo was one of my inspirations. How she used to wear the long nails and the hair. So she was one of my inspirations, and so for me it was like I'm expressing my artistic side through how I dress on the track. So when I actually transitioned into music, it wasn't that hard for me just because like I've always done it on the back end. Like only like my closest friends knew about it at that time, but I've been writing and stuff since I was a kid, like recording myself on like my little toy cassette robot, like, and so I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. So how do you
transition? I'm so sorry. How do you transition into like from music and balance everything, music to fitness, like? Do you get tired once you're like training and then you go to the studio?
Yeah, I think it's like a good. I think they're both a good outlet for each other in a sense because like obviously working out is a great outlet. You can let off like that energy or stress that you have like built up in your life, and then music is a good outlet as well because you're letting it out lyrically. You can actually say stuff. It's funny, you can say stuff in your music that people might look at you crazy for if you just said it in regular real life conversation. So it's cool, like you can say different things in music, you can tell your story, and I think it's like a good balance because I feel like balance is key in every part of life. Like if you have a balance of everything and have like the perfect synergy, that's what it's about. If too much of anything is like becomes overwhelming, and once you stop having fun doing something, I feel like that's when stuff gets like stressful or stuff becomes like this is too much, or I don't feel like doing this, but when you're like hungry and you're having fun, it's different. So.
And you have a workout series now that goes to this music as well?
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to drop that. It's crazy because it was supposed to be out. Awesome. Thanks. It was supposed to be out, but because of the injury, because of the non-track injury, like I had to postpone it and push it back. But I'm actually getting ready to drop that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you're working out while you're rapping and
it helps. It helps.
That is so dope.
It helps with stage. For sure, because like when I perform, I do long sets, and I'm not afraid. And it's crazy because I'm not afraid to do a long set. Me being like kind of a new artist, like I'm not afraid to do a long set because I know I'll have the wind for it, and that makes a difference. That makes sense. I see some artists up there like struggling. I'm just like, ooh, like you need to go do some cardio. And like, and then even like that's why I have a lot of respect for like Beyonce. She's up there like, and then a full outfit change with 30 dancers. She's jumping in,
and she's not breathing heavy on the mic. She's not.
And and her vocals sound amazing. Like, and Chris Brown, same with him. Like any of these artists that are like they do a lot of running and singing, and I'm starting to incorporate that.
They're good on the treadmill.
I'm like, I gotta go with you. I'm like, okay.
It makes a difference. It does. It does. Because you don't want to sound bad live. Because then people are going to drag you.
That's the reason a lot of people are just studio singers or like studio musicians.
Studio artists versus live artists.
They don't have shows, and that's why the music industry too has less money now because they can't perform live.
And you make most of your money performing and sponsors endorse it.
So true.
So when do you now, like, what does it look like now? So what is it, 2018?
Yeah.
So 2020.
2019.
Oh, 2019.
We are ready. Today is
2019.
We had the Olympics in 2020. So do you have to tell like the music manager, like, okay, come September we gotta go and y'all have to chill. So make sure you release it before September.
I actually the thing for me is this. Like, I'm really am like, when it comes to time, I guess being at USC taught me this heavily, but being time management. And for me, it's like, I make sure like, okay, I dropped my album at the beginning of the summer. Now I'm going to drop singles. And then going into this year, especially like one of my goals is to perform at the Olympics, like artist wise, and then like compete. And I feel like, that's something different and fun. And I really would enjoy it. I feel like the other athletes would too. Yeah. So for me, it's just about making sure like everything is, the timing adds up. And I just right now, since it's not 2020,
by the way, I'm like, it's going to happen, girl.
Thank you.
Your music in the background while you win, and
I get to come out with my own highlight, with my own music. They were like,
and I sing the national anthem.
Oh my God!
See, there you go.
That's bomb.
There you go.
That's bomb. No, but like for me, it's just about like, because it's not 2020 and it's like summer, well, midsummer. We have 6 months left literally in this year. I am like going crazy, just recording a lot of stuff, recording a lot of music, shooting a lot of content. Right. Just getting a lot of stuff done, because next year it is going to be, I might be too tired sometimes to go to the studio and go to sleep. Yeah. So I think it's really important for me to just get as much done now. Yeah. And then, and even like with like my weight, like I'm 5'10", and I was pretty heavy. I was 170. It didn't look like I was 170.
Yeah, it's not.
Right now I'm 160. I lost 10 pounds. And so my goal is to lose maybe 10 to 12 more, which will happen. But that starts now.
Yeah.
The diet starts now.
So you're not like
trying to like do some crazy binge. Like
you're physically not strong, but you can lose the weight.
Yeah, and that's not good. So I'm trying to lose it like organically, and then getting back into the good eating habits again. So it's like both sides. Like the music, as far as music, it's about just making sure I'm recording, making sure I'm, talking to different sponsors, making sure I'm putting myself out there, making myself noticeable on the music scene. This way, when I do kind of maybe take a little bit of downtime from music for a certain amount of time, I'm still able to drop. Yeah. Like I'm still recording. I can drop music. It's almost like being pregnant. like you can like record all this stuff, and then you're like pregnant, and you just keep dropping new music, new content. People are like, oh my God. I'm like, this was done like 4 months ago. So it's like kind of like the same thing, I guess.
So do you work with a different team in the music part and a different team with obviously?
Yeah, I do. I have my long time. Well, I was with Bobby Kersey. Do you know him? Yeah. I was with him for the last 5 years of my career, and I'm not with him right now just because like I feel like I wanted to kind of go back to where I felt the most comfortable, and so I'm back with my college coach, Tina Fernandez. However, I still talk to Bobby all the time on the phone, like as a mentor and stuff like that. And so I have a small team. Like my team is like, I manage myself. And I have my publicist Jazan out in Atlanta. So it's like a 2-man show for music, like literally. And then track, it's kind of like the same thing. I have my coach, and then I have my mentor. So and that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually had a question about glute workouts.
Okay.
If you know anything about track, the stronger the butt, really the faster.
That's where all the speed comes.
That's where all the speed comes. Yeah. So I realized this maybe 3-4 years ago. So I started just doing more glute workouts in the gym, and my run just got a lot better.
Right. It makes sense.
So what is it, or is there like a particular workout that works better than others?
Right. Yeah. I tend to do. I mean, if you don't mind having a big butt, look at. I tend to do stuff that kind of makes your butt big. But like I do like the band workout, like donkey kicks, but I use like different levels of bands. So there's like an easy, medium, hard, crazy hard. And so I do the bands. I do donkey kicks, I do straight leg kicks, I do if you go like to the gym, this is kind of dangerous, be careful, but put weights on your like kind of like your stomach area, I guess, like a bar of like maybe 30 or 40, just depends how much you want to do. I do a dumbbell of like, I go crazy. I do like 80-pound dumbbell.
What?
I say start off at like don't start off.
She's an Olympian.
Start off at like 40-pound, 140-pound dumbbell, and get a weight bench, like a bench press bench. Yeah. Put your towel down and kind of do like a bridge, and because sometimes people will mess up.
Got it.
Yeah, and they'll like have your back on the bench and have your feet planted like an L. And sometimes people I actually help some of my friends do this as well. But some people will actually they'll put the weight on and they'll overcompensate and they'll lift with their hamstrings. And you can't, because you want to go right to your hamstrings. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to focus on your butt. So you have to. It's almost like taking in your mind and centering it into your glutes, and then just pushing from your glutes and controlling back down and pushing. And every time you do stuff with glutes, you really have to almost activate it in a sense. It's like you tell your mind, because your brain and your body, everything's connected. So you just say, your brain to your glute, and then it happens. Because if you don't, sometimes it won't even happen.
My butt is going to get bigger. My butt is going to get bigger.
Well, that was my biggest problem when I started doing the glutes to run faster, because I'm very in tune to the mind-muscle connection.
Right.
So these new glute workouts, I just wasn't. And I was like, I'm not even feeling it. Yeah. And I realized I'm not feeling it because I've never felt it, and I have to really
You have to
think.
tell, and it's kind of hard. When you first start, but once you get used to it, it'll be good. And then taking that and transitioning and putting that onto the track. Yeah. So like a lot of the stuff that I do weight room-wise, I always say and even when I train, because I help out and train other people and stuff as well, like kids and other athletes, and I always say we're doing this workout because this is going to help you do this type of running. You know, like the glute type of of workout, you want to make sure like when you're on the track, it's the same thing. Like you're contrasting. You know, you're able to contract the glute and be able to push yourself down the track.
Forward, yeah.
It all makes sense. Like even like hip flexors are really important for running. I'd say, because like if you like when your hip flexor, basically your hip flexor is what keeps your legs up. Yeah. So when you're running down that track, especially in a 400, the last 100 of a 400 feels like death.
That's
so
crazy.
yeah,
I could never.
It's crazy. It's I don't know. It's just like imagine your body just aching everywhere. So that's what it feels like.
Going back to that, like, what do you feel right before, like, you know, right before you run, like right before like a competition, like, what do you feel like? What's going on through your mind when you're right there before they shoot that gun?
It's funny, I get nervous. I do get a little nervous. Like it's like once I'm on the track, I'm good. Right. But like the whole because we have a warm up. I do like an hour and a half warm up, and throughout the warm up, like I do my jog, I do my dynamic stretchings, I'm hydrating, I'm doing my bands, I'm making sure everything feels good.
Right.
Race simulation. A lot of visualization is involved in running and racing. Like visualizing your race from the start to the finish, no matter how long or short it is. And it's almost like, especially for a 400, you have to have a race plan, like what to do.
Yeah,
Can't just go out there.
sprint, but it feels like you can.
Yeah, the way your body is set up and you're trained to, you're actually not. I mean, it's a full out sprint, but it's like distributed on the track, like in a smart way.
Right.
And so like a lot's going on before that, but like right when I get to the track, right when the gun goes off, I'm good. But before that, I'm kind of like a nervous wreck, depending on like I know what's at stake, what the competition is, and even like it's weird when I'm hurt. I'm nervous as well, but I almost have to like tell myself to relax or else I'll tighten up and don't actually hurt myself. And I run really fast because I'm so relaxed. Yeah. And the key to running fast is running relaxed. Yeah. You can't be like stressed out, worried. Like if you do, just let it all out, and then once you get on that track, like it's just you and the track.
Yeah. Could use you in high school.
Yeah, seriously. And that's funny. I actually get more nervous to run than performing.
Wow.
Yeah, because like I feel like performing on like, you know, musically and then performing athletically, they're very similar in a sense. Like you get that same type of high as well. Like running, you feel like you're free, you're like out. And then same thing with, I get the same thing from music. Like I feel like I'm able to like, you know, just be free and have fun.
For you,
yeah, but preparing for both, I get way more stressed out for track.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, mine is different. Mine is music. I get like
really stressed out.
Yeah, 25. Don't talk to me.
See, that's why I'm with track. I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. And it's funny. My friends won't even recognize me on the track. They'll be like, I didn't even recognize you because you just look so serious. I'm like a whole different person. So
you don't talk to anyone. And you're like, don't talk. Yeah.
Well, see, music, I'm more like loose, I guess, just because. I just feel like because it's your creation that you made and you're having. And if you mess up, you can fix it. Nobody will ever have to know. You can kind of play. True. But with track, it's like you got. Beat, what happened? Like, what happened? You got smoked.
I think when you perform, you're almost, but by the time you start performing, it's more for the fan. Like the writing is for you, but you perform for the fans. Yeah. When you're running, you're still running for yourself. You want that win.
You want that win. And it's like you get second, you're going to be, if you want first, you're going to be mad at second. It's annoying. True. Like, and then imagine having like me representing Puerto Rico, a whole country asking you what happened.
Like what's going on?
So it's a lot more pressure, I feel like, in a sense. I mean, performing is pressure as well, but I feel like you're more interacting with the fans and you can kind of like be your personality and do stuff and stuff like that. So
I get nervous training with a trainer because I'm like, gosh, what is he about to make me do?
That's how I feel at track practice. Same thing.
I'm like, I remember Shaka trained me one time and he was on the treadmill next to me and I'm like, oh my God, I really want to stop, but I can't. He's right there.
That's what everybody, I get the same with my coach.
But that's why you have a coach because like you need someone to make you like, because if it's just you by yourself,
you're not going to do it. My coach will be like, Carol, get on this line. Yeah. Or else it's like, I'm not on the line. Yeah.
Because I would say,
give myself extra rest.
Because maybe 5% of my entire life have I ever pushed myself to the amount I would have if someone else wasn't there. It's so hard to get to that. True. You get close, but it's so hard.
And that's why in track, a lot of people have, like I have a rabbit. Not now, because I'm just getting in shape. Yeah. My friend called me like, do you want a rabbit for you? I'm like, not now. I'm not in shape. I don't need you. But it's good to have like a training partner or a rabbit because usually like they'll help you pace set. So like if you're running, like if you have like a workout where you have to do 6 300s and you have to come through your 200 like at 28 and you get like only like maybe a minute rest, you're going to be tired come 4, 5, 6. So to have like that person there, not trying to necessarily race you, but more so just keeping you like on the pace.
Race and pace you really.
Yeah, because sometimes like teammates will race each other and they'll like get too competitive and somebody can get
Right.
hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell? Like,
Neither of us wanted it.
Right.
yeah. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, you represent Puerto Rico so well, and
Thank
you have
you.
nothing to worry about. Don't be nervous.
Thank you.
But we have a thing we call Fit Club 5, where we ask you 5 rapid-fire questions just to get to know you.
Okay.
And so let's go ahead and start.
Okay.
So our first question, what was the last meal you ate?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay.
Low sodium.
Last,
low sodium.
last person you texted?
My publicist is on.
What would be your last meal on death row?
Ooh. I probably shouldn't say this, but shrimp.
Boiling crab?
Yeah. Look, no, hot and juicy crawfish.
Oh, we can go after. I'm like,
They're good. Hot and
Yes,
juicy
they're really
crawfish.
good, actually.
Yeah, and like king crab, snow crab, shrimp.
So she's doing like a seafood.
Yes. I love seafood.
If you could, you're stuck on an island, one album for the rest of your life.
One island or
One album for the rest of your life.
Ooh. Oh my God, that's hard.
Everyone gets stuck
Can it be
on
one
that.
artist or one album?
One album.
One album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Missy Elliott, Misdemeanor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And favorite health food?
Favorite health food? I would say kale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with kale. I
You
would
can
say-
do everything with kale.
Normally I say no, but you can do a lot of stuff with it.
You can do
Yeah.
salad, you can do
Yeah.
sandwich.
You can make it sweet, you can make it salty.
Yeah, you can season it all types of ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
bitter. Yeah.
Kale burger.
Dope. Well, we just want to thank you for joining us. This was amazing.
Thank you.
We are excited for 2020, so we got to
Yay.
come back and follow
I
up.
gotta
with
go
the
to
whole
get
deal.
some. Look at this added to my tattoo.
Can we get a close up of that?
Yeah.
That's great. Show it to the camera. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just got this done at Black Ink in New York.
Okay, nice.
In Harlem, so I want to get Tokyo 2020.
Let's get Tokyo 2020.
Yeah.
We got it.
That's gonna be amazing. And your music, girl, I see.
Yes.
I feel it.
Well, thanks again. This is awesome.
No
so
problem.
much. Guys, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong. Renella, where can they find you?
Renella Rocks on Instagram. And also Revenge Body Season 3 is coming out this July 7th. So make sure you guys tune into that.
And Miss Rodriguez.
And you can slide into my DM.
Right into our DM.
On Instagram, I am C-Rod. I am C-R-O-D.
Awesome, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
Those are the hosts only, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.